Hi, I'm Hillary.
And I'm Brenda.
And we work here at RCAL, the Resource Center
for Accessible Living in Kingston, New York.
And today we are going to talk about money management. Yes. So, Brenda, I heard because of COVID, people sometimes need help managing their money. And a lot of people have been going through changes with their money. Maybe they've changed jobs, changed living situations, maybe their costs have gone up or gone down depending on their situation. So what can they do?
So people who used to work more and now they're not working and they have to kind of wait for their Social Security to catch up to whatever changes have happened, they need to budget their money really carefully. So they first have to really practice taking out that rent money from whatever money you are getting, whether you're working or getting a monthly stipend or whatever.
So I take all of the money that I get every month, whether it's my Social Security check, so I may be getting SSI, SSDI, or both. Any income that I get from wages if I'm working, so that may be my paycheck, right? Or maybe I have a parent that gives me some money every month. Maybe my mom or something gives me $20 spending money. Whatever it is, I should be looking at my total income for the month. So that's all the money I get in after any taxes, right? So now I've got all my money for the month. What do I do with it? What's my next step?
So you want to separate out the money that you need to keep the roof over your head.
So my rent and my
your
housing
rent
costs.
And your housing costs, your food. And you want to have spending money for yourself.
Okay.
So whatever you have deciphered, hopefully you have deciphered what your spending money for the month will be. How do you think you should divvy that up? By the week?
That's a good question.
Should be divided up.
If I were doing this, I would take all my money that I have for the month and I would first subtract my rent. So let's say my total income that I make after all my checks and all my wages is $1,000. Let's make it easy for myself.
Yes.
So I have $1,000 and my rent, I get some support from ISS. But housing where I live is really expensive. So I have to kick in a little extra. So let's say my rent is $400 after ISS helps me with their portion. So I have to pay $400 of my own income towards my rent. So now I had $1,000, but $400 goes to rent. So what do I have left over? Still $1,000?
You're down to $600.
Oh, $600. Okay. So now I've got $600, and out of that, I get an electric bill, but it only comes every other month.
Yes.
And I often don't have it. I also have my cell phone, but I run out of minutes, and so I feel like my phone is off all the time. And I don't know how to get that under control. But when I buy the card, it's usually $50.
So we could back up to the beginning of the month when we take out that rent money and take out $50 for my phone card and take out an estimated amount for my electric bill. The last 2 times that I got an electric bill, which goes back 4 months, it was $110. So that's $55 each month. So this month when I get my money, should really be setting that $55 aside.
Now, I heard I can call Central Hudson and they can actually put me on a monthly plan. Is that true?
That is true. They are doing that. Yeah. And it works much better. It also works to your advantage that if you're on a monthly plan and you go through the year and you don't use up all of your resources, they can either refund you or apply that money to January's bill at the, you've gone through your full year and you have money left over, you can apply it.
I feel like that's an urban myth and I always owe.
It is true though. You can set up on a payment plan.
So I've got a payment plan. So I'm going to take my Central Hudson bill, call, or ask my ComHab staff or someone from an agency or a family friend or family member who's helping me to call Central Hudson and move my billing to monthly billing. So now I can budget that money.
Much easier.
And same thing with my cell phone. If I find that my phone is going off throughout the month, that I'm run out of minutes or I run out of time, that I should look at in the beginning of the month how much I need to keep my cell phone on all month.
Yeah, because $50 may not keep it on.
It may not keep it on.
So you have to budget a little higher for that. So once you start subtracting all of these things.
So I've minus $400 for my rent. I minus $100 for my Central Hudson bill. And let's say I did $75 on my cell phone just to be safe.
Just to be safe.
How much money do I have left?
Okay, so $400 out brings us to $600. $100 out for electric brings us to $500. $75 out brings us to $425.
I have $425 left. Now,
but we still have to buy food.
I have to eat. And I buy bus passes so I can get to work and back. And I usually spend about, let's say, $60 a month on bus passes.
Okay.
They usually cost me about $1 each way. Plus, I like to go to the mall sometimes, or I'll take the bus to go home and see my friends and family who live on the other up in Socrates.
So yeah, you're using extra bus passes.
Yeah, so I usually buy about $60 worth of bus tokens.
Okay.
So now I've got $60 worth of bus tokens out of my $425 that was left. So that's gonna bring me down to what? $365?
No. Oh, yes. Yes. Very good.
$365, and I have to buy food. So I do get food stamps though, but they usually run out.
But you have to really pay attention and bide your time with food stamps so that you're using kind of the same amount every week and then putting your own amount in every week. It's not easy to do. It takes a little budget planning.
So if my food stamps don't cover all of my food that I usually eat in a typical month, do you think budgeting an extra $150 for groceries would be safe for one person?
Maybe, yeah.
And food stamps. So now I was at $365, right? Yeah. And I'm gonna take away another $150, and that's gonna leave me at what? $365, $265, $215. So now I have $215 left. And I'm always running out of money at the end of the month.
And if you very wisely divided that $215 up to just say, round, $50 a month, $50 a week for spending money, it would at least give you a focus. So that one week you're not spending $150 and wondering why you're out of money. The one week when you get up to like $30 or $40 you've spent, I'm getting close to my weekly amount. I want to keep this amount in this week and move forward. If you don't do that, you find you have no money left at the end of the month.
So here's a really cool suggestion that I did at one point in my life. Didn't work forever, I'll be honest, but it was cool at the time. Took my spending money that I had every week. So let's say I gave myself $50 a week in spending money.
Okay.
I would take that $50 a week in cash, put it in an envelope.
Yeah.
And for that week, only pulled out of that envelope.
That's very good.
And at the end of that week, if there was money left over, I put it back in my bank account and saved it.
That's great.
And then the next week, I started fresh with new $50. And then if there was money at the end, and then when I needed something, like maybe let's say I needed a new couch, or I need a new cell phone, my cell phone breaks, or I need a new TV, or let's say it's my mom's birthday and I want to buy her something really nice, right? That extra money every week piles up. So some weeks there was no extra.
No.
But some weeks there may have been $10 or even $20.
And you put it away.
And I put it away. And then I had a cushion. Plus, I'm only taking, so I have $215 left for myself at the end of the month, but I'm only budgeting $200 in spending. So I'm also giving myself a $15 cushion.
A little cushion.
Plus, I'm being mindful, and it's almost like a fun game I can play with myself. And it makes me think, when I know I only have $50 that week to spend, I start to think, do I really want this? Do I really need it? Because when I think I have $200 to spend, then it's like, yeah, I got $200. I can go out to dinner. I can do this. I can do that. But when I only have $50, then I'm kind of like, if I am out to dinner, I think about, what do I want to order? Do I need to order the $30 or $40 steak because that's all the money I've got for the week? Or could I order myself a salad for maybe $6 or $7 and still go out with my friends, still have fun, but not spend all of the money that I budgeted for myself? So, and these are things I would think, if I call my ComHab staff, that maybe they could give me some suggestions on when I'm out.
Absolutely. And Hillary, you not only tapped into budgeting kind of overall, but in the budgeting goal, we always write that you should have your eye on things that cost a little bit more that you don't buy every month, and have a little plan for putting away for those higher priced items for yourself. So you tapped right into that whole thing.
Yeah, but I am very impulsive. So the idea of saving is going to be a challenge for me because my impulsivity is going to eat away at that savings. But if it becomes a game and it's fun and it's manageable, like $50 is very concrete for me. I can see it. I can hold it in my hands. It's a lot easier for me to save and make decisions because I'm staying right in the moment versus trying to be too far in the future. It gets difficult and vague, and I kind of tell myself, well, I'll just worry about that when I get there.
No, and that's where ComHab staff can really come in just to kind of prompt and remind. If you say, hey, I'm spending $75 this week, it's just how it is. ComHab is not there to change your mind. They're just there to kind of give you the guidelines. And when it becomes routine, every week you have that $50 in an envelope. The other money is separate. You kind of do learn to live that way.
Yeah.
So.
And, I think that people forget that you can always make more money. So if you find that you are someone in a situation that you're like, hey, this $1,000 a month stuff is for the birds. I want more spending money. Know that two things is that is a definite option for you, and you should talk to your employment specialist about some more career options for yourself.
That's right.
And two, though, keep in mind that oftentimes when people want more spending money, the first thing they spend it on is an increase in their costs of living. And they find that they no longer, they didn't get themselves any far ahead with the spending money.
They don't make any progress.
So they end up buying things like cars, which tend to cost more money, or they maybe get a bigger, nicer apartment or house. And then their heating and all those other costs, or maybe if they get more money, they start a family, and then your costs go up there.
Expand.
So just keep in mind, if you want more spending money, a job will help with that, but it only helps giving you more spending money if you don't change your general overall living costs.
Style of living.
Yeah, so you want to live under your means.
Yes.
And that will give you the abundance that you need to go out and take those fancy vacations to the Bahamas. So.
Yes. Do not live beyond your means.
There you go.
Budget
Words of
your
wisdom.
money.
And that is very hard. Trust me. We all struggle with this.
But is it possible?
Totally possible.
It is possible.
All right. Well.